Hey everyone, it's Kimberly Shipley. How are y'all tonight? I wanted to get on here and talk about to everybody budget-friendly meals, how to do it for the whole month instead of just little proportions. As an example, okay, I knew what it was like. I've got a total of 5 kids, but 4 of them's grown. I raised 4 of them together, and then now I've got my son Caleb. I'm raising it's me and him since his dad, my husband, died. I'm widowed now. So anyway, so it's just me and him. So of course we ain't going to eat big proportions at a time. Now back a long time ago when it was me and my 4 other grown children living all under the same roof, I had to buy meals big enough for all of us. So I've kind of done the big meal planning versus small meal planning. Okay, I would like to give you an example. Okay, me and Caleb, we get paid once a month. So I like to try the best as I can to value the money for that month. You know, waste not, want not, in other words. Okay, let's use a pack of hot dogs as an example. Okay, and I love freezer bags. Best friend right here. Once a month, whatever, buy up your freezer bags. I highly recommend them. Okay, so me and Caleb usually has a proportion size. Like for a hot dog, we usually just eat 1 each. Of course, hot dogs come in 8. Buns come in 8. So what I usually do is 2 hot dogs at a time. I'll put them in the freezer bag. And then 2 buns at a time. I also put those in a separate freezer bag, because that's the amount we're going to use when our next serving is. So 8 hot dogs, 8 buns, that's a total of 4 meals for us. Okay, we're going to generate 28 meals in a month. And that would be around about, that'd be 4 days worth right there of our meals. And so that would be 4 meals of hot dogs in a month. Just buying the 1 package, 1 package of buns. So what, for me, $5, and that's 4 meals. Okay, now of course, you know, if you want French fries or whatever you want with it, you know, that's a separate thing. We're just talking about our meats and stuff like that. So that's 4 meals in the month. If you want to do hot dogs again, get 4 more. That's 8 meals in a month. It's up to you what you like. Like we got a hamburger meat, patted out ground beef, which I got the hot hamburger buns as well. So I done the same thing. I put 2 hamburgers per Ziploc bag, 2 buns in each Ziploc bag. That's 4 more meals. That's 8 meals for our month, took care of, ever how we want them. You know, I might say, tonight let's have hamburger or cheeseburger, whatever. We might have the hamburgers, so that's 1 meal. Tomorrow I might say something else, a hot dog meal. So that's another meal. But that's 8 days took care of, let's say out of a 28-day period. Okay, then you could do the same thing with chicken. If you got 2 chicken breast or whatever type of chicken you want, if it comes in a big tray, splice it out. We would only put 2 in here probably, because that's about the amount we eat as far as the meat per meal. Excuse me. And so the Ziploc bags, you might make 6 meals out of that. It depends on how big your tray is. And so normally, same thing with pork chops, ground beef. You buy a big tray of ground beef. Maybe you might want a spaghetti one night. Maybe you might want also some kind of sloppy joe. Maybe you want a hamburger helper. But let's say you got 5 pounds of ground beef all in a tray. That's 5 more meals. So that's half of your meal. Okay, as an example, what did I say? 5, 12. That's probably over, and you're only spending around $30, $40 for buns, meats, things like that. And that's almost a month's worth of food, maybe $40, $50. by using Ziploc bags. And again, taking your ground beef, maybe putting a pound each. You might, like I said, fix spaghetti, sloppy joe. You know, that's going to average out. So get your trays, take and open them up, put about a pound in here, and then put it in there. If you want to mark it and date it, I don't, because I use all my meats within that month. Because I'm buying pretty much for the month itself. And that way I won't waste the food. I'm not overbuying, and I'm not going out to eat as much as well. You know, you can do this with lots of things. You know, if you want to make a crock pot of pinto beans or anything, of course, these things are reusable. Put your cornbread in the refrigerator. You know, you'll have it for a couple of days even. You know, buying smaller proportions sometimes, I think leads to better. You know, even though we're not as the big family like we used to be, or like I used to remember it, it's just me and my son. So I want to generate it where we're not wasting a lot of stuff and wasting a lot of food and a lot of meals. So, you know, I just, Ziploc bags, I catch them very handy. I know you can get more at Sam's Club. I've got to get my membership back there. I picked up these. There's 25 bags. This will probably be almost enough to store things for the whole month, the rest of this month. And plus, probably even have a few left. But I highly recommend, it's Ziploc freezer bags. That's up to you if you want to use generic. I just usually buy Ziploc. Again, Sam's Club's got it cheaper. I do know that. You get more of a quantity if you want a 6 months or whatever supply of Ziploc bags. You can probably get a cheaper deal at Sam's Club. But yes, when you're dividing your proportions up and buying the big tray, dividing it up, stick it in the freezer, including your buns, things like that. You just go in there and grab it, set it out, let it thaw out. Easy peasy, ready to go. And plus, you got a lot of savings for your meals for your entire month. And even myself, I'm trying to learn myself and teach myself how to be a mom, a woman of saving money, budget, you know, and still eat good for the month. I mean, we still like our knickknacks or whatever, but we're trying to eat good. You know, use meat. Meat can be very expensive. And even if you buy the small, like let's say 2 hamburgers, patties only, that's a lot higher than if you buy the bigger quantity of it. And maybe you might catch it on sale. Of course, always check your local listings for sale pricing. I always do. Always try to get better at that for, you know, checking listings. And if I even can, couponing. Couponing's kind of become different anymore to me. It ain't like it used to be, but anyway. I know there's some couponers out there that can save some serious money. But I want to get on here and just kind of share of how you can, you know, use Ziploc bags, pre-plan your meals for a month in advance and save money. If it's just one of you, put 1 hamburger in there. 1 bun is separate. I would not recommend putting them together. Excuse me. So that way that you can be able to just run and take it out, let it unthaw, here it goes. And the same thing with chicken. Same thing with, again, chicken, trying to think, pork chops is what I was trying to get out, I'm sorry. And, you know, just different varieties than your ground beef. And you can use it proportionate wise of, again, spaghetti, you know, sloppy joes, or whatever you want to make, you know. We use ground beef in a lot of things, actually. So, and, you know, you even can use ground beef in soup and have vegetable soup for 2 days out of 1 package of ground beef. So, I mean, you know, there's ways, thinks, and thoughts to make a little bit grocery shopping a little bit more price reduced in the whole month. So anyway, if you've caught this video helpful, please consider subscribing to my channel, like the video and give it a thumbs up, and comment, see what your thoughts are on, do you do something like this at home? Do you try to save money? You know, do you buy the smaller packages? I try to buy the bigger package, but cut it up with Ziplocs, cut it down to our proportions we'll eat at a time. So anyway, thank you for joining me. I hope you have a blessed afternoon and have a wonderful afternoon, everybody. Thank you and God bless.